Hello my country people, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Yes, so my country people, it dey happen. The human rights lawyer Femi Falana has called on the Nigerian authorities to ensure that all those indicated by the jailed Major General Omar Ma'azu Mohammed, who was court-martialed for fraud and found guilty of stealing over 430,000 US dollars, were equally tried. It was reported on October that Mohammed, who was the former group managing director and the executive vice chairman of the Nigerian Army Properties Limited, was charged for fraud and found guilty of stealing over 430,000 US dollars and has been sentenced to 7 years in prison. The special court-martial set up by the Nigerian Army also ordered Major General Mohammed to pay back the sum of 2,179,900 and 1.65 billion to the Army Properties and NAPL. The special court-martial had earlier found Mohammed guilty of 14 out of 18 counts brought against him, which are all contrary to service laws. The charges included stealing, forgery, conspiracy, theft, and unauthorized division of army property, among others, as they are all subject to service discipline. Reacting to the decision of the court-martial while featuring on Channels Television, Falana described the sentence as sound, adding that the decision would be difficult to set aside by the appeal court. He, however, stated that the trial of the former chief of army staff indicated in the case must not be swept under the carpet. For someone like him who have followed this case for quite some time, Falana was quite pleased with the turnout of the event. To him, the judgment, that's the judgment of the court, is very, very sound, because he was thinking, okay, this would be quite difficult, this would take a lot of time, but he said he was quite pleased. But then he indicated a particular former chief of army staff that most of the time he was taking instructions from him and that cannot be swept under the carpet. But in terms of the quality of judgment, well, it seems that the general court martial really did very well. Well, he explained that a very high-profile case of such nature, the losing side would always want to appeal the decision to the Supreme Court. They would always want to do such a thing. But then, how frequently have you seen this? When a serving military officer who violates or contravenes the provisions of the Armed Forces Act are usually charged, but if they are investigated, if you were indicated, you will be tried. And that is because the nature of this case has really attracted the public attention. So he added that when issues of corruption or division of public funds were talked about, people wonder where it was coming from and how the question of war against corruption hasn't quite taken shape under this regime. So many people are wondering what is going on. But before now, it was reported that Major General Mohammed, was in court in Abuja for allegations bordering on fraud and stealing, and sources had told news reporters that Mohammed had opened up a can of worms as the senior military officer narrated how the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tunko Buratai, had allowed the sales of houses from the Nigerian Army Properties Limited to politicians who are very important personalities at ridiculous 75% discount. Just like saying give away the house, give away prices. Oh, Mohammed is a former ally of Buratai who spent 5 years and 6 months in office, and it was learnt that he revealed during his cross-examination that the allocation of the houses to civilians followed a directive from Buratai. And then it was learnt that sources at the court-martial that the embattled Major General further revealed that the VIPs and politicians were relations and friends of the then First Lady, that is Aisha Buhari, who were used as beneficiaries to receive the house on her behalf as a gift from General Buratai. So all these things have been going on, and the Nigerian army have prevented journalists from covering the trial of Major General Mohammed, despite claiming it was an open trial. So it was also exposed how the Nigerian army secretly detained Mohammed after exposing how he laundered funds for Buratai. This was quite, this was despite claims made by the Nigerian Army headquarters through Brigadier General Oyema Nwachukwu, Director of Army Public Relations, that the trial was held in the open and not shrouded in secrecy. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this issue? Meanwhile, based on the amount of one of the top lawyers at the court martial, it was revealed that during a previous court martial sitting that took place recently, Major General A.A. Adosope, a former group managing director of the Nigerian Army Properties Limited, who spoke as a witness of the Nigerian Army, testified that he spent only 41 days as the GMD of the NAPL. So my country people, this is a very, very, very long issue, but the bottom point is that Femi Falana has said that Mohammed is not going down alone. He has to bring out all those that gave him the instructions, because definitely he was working under order from above. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.